Hey guys, it's Chonk. I'm actually on the way to raid tonight, and I just saw that there's some changes coming out on the next reset. Now, I put out a video a few days ago about how I thought druids are in a decent state for most players. And what I meant by that was like 90% of players are playing like keys under 20, we're playing heroic raids, we're not pushing max content. Of course, there are other tanks that are in a better spot that can mitigate damage way easier. They don't suffer the same issues we have with magic damage. And then when you look at our tree, don't have like weird connecting nodes and things like that. So there's a lot of stuff out there, of course, that can be improved. And I'm sorry if like my message was a little ill received. I wasn't trying to say that everything is fine and that druids need no work at all. I even mentioned a few times that there's a few things I don't like about the tree. There's things that, could be better. And honestly, I was trying to figure out a way to get away from Incarn with the nerf, and I think there are ways to do it. That all being said, it looks earlier today when the 10.07 patch notes dropped, a lot of people were disappointed that there was nothing for Guardian Druids. And in fact, Resto Druids were seeing all kinds of rework, and I personally, and maybe I'm wrong, but Resto Druids are in an extremely good position right now. So the fact that they're getting some buffs was a little eye-opening, but hey, whatever works. But anyway, let's go look at these changes because I think it's really interesting. So let's just pop this on. Let's see, do this, there we go. And yeah, so due to the nature, some of these changes will appear on the 10.70 PTR between now and February 7th. February 7th is, again, it's a week from the day, so it's for the next reset. Iron for armor increased by 20%. If we go look at the tooltip, that's going to add, let's see, the base on for mine says 6,400. So, divide that by 5. That's going to be like 1,1300 more extra armor per hit. That's pretty decent. That's also going to affect Thorns of Iron. That's indirectly a Thorns of Iron buff as well. Reinforced fur, which I don't think most people. Let me look at reinforced fur. Where's it on the tree? Reinforced fur is something, it's not something that most people take, so I think that's going to be nice to actually see it get a pretty decent buff. I mean, that's basically a 50% buff. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Well, actually 100% buff. It's basically getting doubled in effectiveness. Ursox Fury, I talked about this in the last video. I'm a big fan of Ursox Fury. I do think that some of the bonus behind it getting with the Incarn nerf where you can't spam Thrash obviously was a thing, but then you pair it with Raise, which I did in my last video and I have now. You pairing this with the Raise, and in like most Mythic Plus situations, you can get that shield up really high. 50%, that's going to be awesome. So I think that's actually really nice. I'm happy to see that. Revigoration, Frenzy Regeneration, cooldown release. Again, that's going to make Frenzy Regen pop off even more. I could already heal up quite a bit with Frenzy Regen. I didn't feel like the cooldown was too restrictive, but hey, I'll take it. Laird Main, this was kind of a dead talent to me. I really didn't like Laird Main that much. It didn't proc often enough, but doubling it from 10 and 20, from 5 and 10 to 10 and 20, that actually might be worth it, especially if you're doing a Thorns of Iron build. That's going to pop off a lot. Lunar Beam, healing increased by 100% and cooldown reduced to 1 minute. I think it's still trash, honestly. It needs to do a lot more damage. There's no reason to take it. I would rather take Raise. I would rather take Rage of the Sleeper. I would rather take Incarn and cooldown reduction than Lunar Beam. I don't see it's worth it. I still think that they should combine all the Berserk and Incarn nodes a lot more. Like have a Berserk node and an Incarn node, and go that way you can go from 5 talent points to like 2, and that would give us 3 more points to put around the tree. I think that alone could be a pretty big deal, but we'll see what they do. It's nice to know that they're looking at us, though. So I'll say that. It's definitely for sure. So that being said, I'm heading to raid. I'll be in there tonight running heroic, and doing my thing. I will say that there's a new physical build out. I'm not running it right here. This is my raid build for single target, but there's a new physical build where basically you move Moonless Night, get rid of Lone Sleeper. Basically it's this, and I find that this build works really well on like Council. This is something that Dreamgrove has been popping off on. I think there's a note up here in Revigoration, but Like I like Elun's Favored more than Invigoration because I think it's a little bit more consistent. But hey, either way. But right now I'm going in and I'll be doing Aeronog, and for me, it's heroic. I don't know. We'll see. But this is more of a single target focused build because obviously with Moonless Night and Maul instead of Raise and Blood Frenzy on single targets, I don't think it's as valuable. Some people disagree. Either way, I'm going in. See you guys next time. Take care.